Hello everyone, welcome to the next video where we once again delve into the world of squash, and particularly apple flavoured. But this time, rather than going apple and blackcurrant, we're going to go for apple and whatever other flavour. So we've got pear, strawberry, elderflower and mango. Should be an interesting little mix, so bear with it, we'll see what happens. Right, as ever, we'll go through the quick fly through on the stats. Not so many to go for in this particular occasion, because most of them, such as the fat figures and salt, etc., are pretty much non-existent, so it's pointless comparing 0 against nearly 0. Okay, and in that case, first up, of course, is price, which winner of this one goes to the Tesco's Apple and Strawberry, which is the only one which was a dilution of 1:9. Ordinarily it'd work out at, just straight from the bottle, it's 7p per 100ml, and once diluted it comes down to being the equivalent of 0.67 pence. Yeah, not even a full penny per 100ml of made up stuff. Nice. Opposite end of the spectrum there is the Sainsbury's Alfonso Mango apple, and that clocks in at 25p per 100ml of actual stock liquid, and 4.9 after dilution, so quite a bit of difference. I wonder if there'll be the associated flavour differences. I always look forward to finding out on such price variation. And then we'll move on to energy values. As you can imagine, not a huge variation here. Morrisons and Morrisons Pear versions, as well as the Tesco Strawberry, all rolling in at 2 calories in 100ml, and they quote that as the made up diluted values, so not exactly one for energy values. Opposite end of the spectrum, once again, is the Sainsbury's Alfonso Mango and apple, coming in at 29 calories. Shock. When it comes to sugars, they're pretty non-existent once again, but the Morrisons Pear and the Morrisons Elderflower both give 0. Once again, Sainsbury's Alfonso Mango coming in the worst at 7.1. Okay, so yeah, I know most of those weren't exactly huge figures to be comparing either, but throw them out there just in case there is someone who's interested. And of course, as ever, they'll be up on the side as I go through these anyway. Now, when it comes to the actual juices, most of them were pretty good for having a lot of apple to them. So the Morrisons one, Co-op, M&S Waitrose and the Tesco's Elderflower was a 50% juice. Opposite end of the spectrum, the Morrisons and Morrisons Pear ones only had 6. Not so much. When it comes to the additional flavours, the Tesco's, M&S, Waitrose and Sainsbury's all had 10% of associated fruit or flavour. Tesco Strawberry only had 2 of strawberry, 2%. And then the Elderflower ones, they pretty much all had 0, because they don't quote the figure, other than Waitrose, which did throw in 3% for their Elderflower. So thank you for throwing in your values correctly, and the rest of you, what you're playing at. So without further ado, let's get into the tasting. That's what we're here for, isn't it? Right, before I start, once again, I'm going to throw the texture values in as straight 8s across the board. Unless something comes up and it's being like, wow, it's got bits in, or seems otherwise odd, in which case I'll obviously let you know, but for the sake of arguments, I'm just going to say straight 8s across the board on these. Okay, here goes then. First up, Morrisons Apple and Pear. And you may also note this also has barley. Apple and pear fruit and barley. So this is the only one that I could find besides the Robinsons which would have a barley variation to the mix. So good work, Morrisons. But let's see if it tastes alright. Quite nice. It's not massively strong on the flavour terms. You know, it's apple, it's pear, but it's not a wow. And the barley is there in a supporting frame of note. So I'm going to go fairly modest 38 for starters. It's just a bit too weak to throw a stronger flavour score in. As to accuracy, I'd say 14. It's all there, but as I say, it's just that a little bit weak in terms of its strength to go wow with. But yeah, not too bad a start. Okay, moving straight on, we've then got the Robinsons variation on that. Once again, apple, pear and barley flavoured. See how this varies by comparison. Right, a bit more pear to that one. Yeah, that's for sure. Nice enough. It's really going to push it up to a 41. It's probably quite a nice flavour. Again, I suppose they're all squashes, so they're bound to be fairly sweet, but it wasn't too sweet, but it was a sweet pear flavour. So 41 there. Accuracy on flavour 15, because the pear's nicely there. Apple and the barley less so, so that's why you're not getting the higher marks there. Moving on, we've then got another Robinsons, and we're into the Apple and Elderflower category, but this is the third and final of the ones featuring barley. I wonder once again how it will compare with the later ones. Be interesting to see the non-barleyed taste by comparison. So here goes. A super mild flavour. It's kind of almost like a milk drink, like a watered down. We're trying to make it taste a little bit like milky. If any of you happen to be in Japan or have tried kalpis, I have a feeling it's that similar kind of taste to that. As far as my memory goes, it's been a little while. COVID's kind of also been in the way, so it could have been completely different, but that's what my mind takes me back to trying. Do I want that from this though? Probably not. Flavour 30, it's kind of a wishy-washy one, and the accuracy, to be honest, 5. I didn't really get an elderflower, no barley, no apple. Shame. And this then takes us into our non-barley section, obviously. Still sticking with the apple and elderflower, and this one comes from Morrisons. So here's to it. That's much more typical apple and elderflower flavour there. Still quite sweet, but elderflower definitely came through as a nice big hit there. Whew. Red puppy air. Okay. 38 again. It's It's nice, but I feel like if you had a real fresh, proper apple juice and pressed elderflower essence, then you'd probably go, wow, real nice, and put such things to shame. So 38 there for flavour and accuracy. Got the elderflower, not really so much there. Apple, this sweetness is the 14.5. Then we move on to Co-op. Once again, apple and elderflower. That's the kind of sweetness one where it ends up having a texture to it. Like, hits your teeth. So, heads up. Texture's coming down to 7 on this one. As to flavour, yes, it was elderflowery, but as I say, you had that kind of sweetness there that just washes through and takes over, and you go, oh man, a spoiled one. Oh well, we'll give you 30. Flavour accuracy, 10. The sugars are just killing it. Apple was possibly there, and the elderflower was definitely there, but with the sweetness, man, you got to tame that flavour. Next up, Marks and Spencer's, still apple and elderflower. Okay, that's another fairly restrained one. Apple's probably the more dominant, and elderflower in support. But it wasn't to say that it was an apple juice flavour, but it was just the more dominant of the flavours to come through. Nice, but just mild. Could go 32 for flavour. Flavour accuracy, could go 10. Just, not particularly strong there. Okay, and this leads on to Waitrose Apple and Elderflower. Here's to it. That's a good one. Yeah. The sweetness is from apple juice, and yeah, it feels a lot more natural in flavour. And you've got an elderflower tone to it. Not a strong elderflower, but it's definitely there in support. Yeah, that's your good kind of summer apple and elderflower one to go for. Ooh, I'm gonna go 47. Accuracy, it's not super strong on either, but no, it's got 18 for that. Well worth it, yeah. Right, the last of the apple and elderflowers, and this one is from Tesco's. Wonder if it'll compare to that last one. For those who've had those little jelly bears with the cleary, kind of slightly yellowy but clear one, yeah, it tastes like that. That kind of appley elderflower bear sweet one. Nice enough, but save it for your kids. We'll score you in 38. Nice enough, but accuracy is gonna see you come down to, what should we go, 13. Yeah, it's definitely the like a sweetness there that reminds me of those gummy chewy bear sweets. And next up is the one and only from Apple and Strawberry, in the form of Tesco's Apple and Strawberry. I wonder how it'll compare. Not really got any others to compare it against, but it's still in the mix as an apple and something flavoured one. Apple with and a sweet strawberry. Yeah, quite a sugar, not sugar, but a sweet flavoured strawberry. So a strawberry flavoured sweet, whichever way you want to look at it. Not sweet strawberries, but a strawberry sweet. 36 for flavour. It's nice enough. Strawberries there. But as I say, it's that sweet flavour. And the accuracy it's going to be 12. So yeah, nice enough. But it's probably going to be a kid's drink, I'm afraid. Sticking with Tesco's, but we're now into the world of Apple and Mango. And as I say, Tesco's version here. Let's see how it compares in. Yeah, that's quite nice. The mango was the predominant first flavour. Apple's kind of hinting around at the background. And then it became that sweet, super ripe mango flavour. That's carried it through. Well, what should we go for? Rather nice, I like mango. 40. It's good, but I feel there could be better. Flavour accuracy. Yeah, we'll go 14, just because the apple isn't quite there. But why not? Next in line, M&S again, and their Apple and Mango. Let's see how it performs. Okay, maybe it's the apple, maybe it's the mango, but the mango there flavour tastes more like when you get towards the pip in the middle, and it takes on that slightly more nutty, well, not even a nut flavour, but you know, you almost getting the taste of the actual pip seed from within the middle. Possibly also could just be the type of apple that was used. Personally, not as keen on that. It didn't have the sweetness though. I mean, it was nice and sweet enough. But what should we put you to? Okay, we'll notch you down just the one to 39 against the Tesco's one, just because of that slightly different flavour there. Accuracy, so you've got that slight discrepancy on taste. You could definitely say there was mango and a bit better chance of it being apple there too. So I'm going to stick with 14 all the same against this one. And that brings us on to Morrisons Apple and Mango. Ooh. The mango wasn't as strong and obvious there, but the apple came through quite sharp. I'm going to knock that down to 34 really. It was just a bit weird. And I was, after these previous ones with the mango being a nice mango flavour, it was good to see that the apple came through, but I'm missing then on the mango side. You just can't win, can you? But accuracy, I'm going to say 15, just because you definitely had a hit of both mango and apple. But the mango wasn't super strong, and then the apples are just a little bit sharply apple sharp. So yeah, there we go. Right, penultimate one for today. Back to Waitrose, and after that previous Apple and Elderflower one, I'm expecting good things here. Let's see if it delivers. Doesn't really. In some ways it's close to being an apple and elderflower flavour again. Definitely wasn't. And it's there, but it's gonna get 37 for taste. It's nice, but it's a little bit weak, watered out. And as to accuracy, I'm going to give you 15, because you did taste both mango and apple in it, in that nice blend. But yeah, you've been marked down in the flavour, so that's where we'll hit to. And that leads us on to our final submission this week. Sainsbury's Apple and Mango, but no, it's Alfonso Mango. And it makes me think, you know, if you've gone to the extra cost of getting a named mango, would it really be that hard to go for a named apple, you know? A bit of Granny Smith and Alfonso Mango. Ooh, could be a new love relationship they're gonna share. Of course, could be some other flavour that works better, but that was just a quick example. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, it's a slightly different mango flavour, but not vastly different. It's similar to, what is it, the M&S one, where it's a slightly bittered taste to it. Apple's not really coming through that great. Right, taste, nice enough, 38, and accuracy is gonna pinch in at 13. It's, you know, hyped up with having a named fruit. You got to deliver when you're going to do such things, and it doesn't really hit the mark. Well, if that isn't a little bit of a turn up for the books. The branded name has come last. Robinsons with your barley and elderflower. Wow, only 50 points. That is a bit of a shock. Really is. Especially when the winner also turns out from the elderflower section in the form of Waitrose. Well done with 92. Cracking score, but it was a cracking flavour. Well worth it. And yeah, definitely what I'll recommend as a summer drink for those who like a nice apple and elderflower. Well, that, as I say, concludes this week's show. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and of course you know the deal as ever. Like, subscribe, comment. Great to have your feedback and any suggestions as ever. So anything you want to hear coming up, let me know. Just as a heads up, we've got another chocolate one due soon, and some to tickle those savoury taste buds. Cheesy twists. Right, I'll leave you there, and we'll see you in the next video. Keep well, people. Bye.